right now on 18 Eyewitness News.
Will there be any thunderstorms for your Wednesday? I'll let you know.
Bridges across the area are in need of repair, and the royal baby has made his arrival. Plus, an early morning fire destroys a house in Doe Run. 18 Eyewitness News starts right now.
18 Eyewitness News starts now.
Across the state of Missouri, there are hundreds of bridges in need of repair, and a lot of those come from St. Francis County. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Fred Dawkins. Our top story here on 18 Eyewitness News: some bridges in the area have seen better days. First District Commissioner Gay Wilkerson tells 18 Eyewitness News that the county has identified bridges that need to be either replaced or repaired.
I think every county and every state in Missouri has deficient bridges. We're no different. We've identified some that we're hoping to move toward repair or replacement, mainly upgrade or whatever it may be, whatever it may take. Valley Forge Road's one of them. That was a structure that had seen several fatalities on it, but had been not addressed over time. So we've gotten that to where it will receive some state funding for a replacement, and there's a couple other that we're looking in through the county.
Wilkerson tells 18 Eyewitness News that the county is asking for the cooperation of the state.
This has to be with the cooperation with the state because the cost of the bridge replacement is so great, and there's monies that they make available if you qualify, and then matching funds that we'd have to come up with if any shortcoming there.
A key national security debate kicked off in Congress on Tuesday. The House began work on a $600 billion defense spending bill. Two sticking points are limits to surveillance programs and the push to support Syrian rebels. Now, Tea Party conservatives and liberal Democrats have joined forces in an unusual coalition. They're insisting changes be made in the National Security Agency that collects phone records of millions of Americans. They've also joined forces to gather amendments barring the White House from arming the Syrian rebels without congressional approval. A federal judge has temporarily stopped the new North Dakota law that bans abortions when the fetal heartbeat is detected. The measure would outlaw abortions as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy and before some women know they're pregnant. U.S. District Judge Daniel O'Hovland granted that injunction on Monday. It prevents the law from taking effect August the 1st. He called the law clearly invalid and unconstitutional. Governor Jay Nixon has announced that President Barack Obama has approved his request for a major disaster declaration for Missouri as a result of the severe storms, straight-line winds, tornadoes, and prolonged flooding that affected large portions of the state from May 29th to June 10th of this year. The federal government has approved public assistance for 27 Missouri counties, which allows local governments and nonprofit agencies to seek assistance for response and recovery expenses associated with the severe weather and flooding. To see a list of counties that were approved, visit our website, KDKZ18.com. And now with more on the weather, here's Chief Meteorologist Dustin Kopp.
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. Temperatures are starting to cool off just a little bit, but still on the warm side, Fred. 86 right now in Potosi, about 89 in St. Genevieve, down in Cape Girardeau right now at 91. We're going to continue to see those showers and thunderstorms as well this evening. Off and on in nature, 84 degrees at 7 p.m., down to 78 by 9. By midnight, down to 75. Will we see any thunderstorms on your Wednesday? I'll let you know coming up later in your Storm Tracker weather forecast.
And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, the royal baby has made his arrival. That story coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins and Dustin Kopp. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Great Britain and supporters around the world have been celebrating the arrival of the royal baby. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge welcomed their new son Monday afternoon. Now the world waits on the news of the future king. Charlene Israel has more.
We welcome with humble duty a future king.
The royal baby has arrived. A healthy baby boy weighing in at 8 pounds 6 ounces.
It's a wonderful moment for a warm and loving couple who got a brand new baby boy.
Keeping with tradition, the baby announcement was posted on an easel outside Buckingham Palace. But in a sign of the new century the royal baby has been born into, the announcement was made to the world first through an email to the press and social media networks like Twitter. In a brief statement, Prince William said he and Kate couldn't be happier. Celebrations erupted immediately. Famous London landmarks announced the news and fountains turned blue, as did Niagara Falls.
I just got in time to burst my bubbles and raise a toast to the new prince.
British papers reflected the national mood, this one announcing the regal has landed, and the Sun temporarily changing the spelling of their title in honor of the new prince. Today, the new family reenacts the scene from 31 years ago when Prince William himself was presented to the world. Meanwhile, English bookies have been betting on the baby's name for months, but now they say there's something new to bet on.
People are betting on everything. I think our most interesting market at the moment is the baby's first word. You can get Dada or Mama, they're the favourites, but Your Majesty at 50 to 1 might be worth £1.
William and Kate will bring their newborn son home to Kensington Palace, and later this week he will meet his great-grandmother, the Queen. The baby is the third in line to the throne.
President Barack Obama joined world leaders in welcoming the birth of the royal baby. In a written statement, he said, quote, "We wish them all the happiness and blessings that parenthood brings." Several roadways throughout southeast Missouri will be reduced for work this week. Visit our website, KDKZ18.com, to see a complete list of those roadways. There you will also see the dates and times that these roads will be reduced. The Southeast Coalition for Roadway Safety has awarded law enforcement grants for 2014 to 19 agencies in an effort to improve roadway safety in southeast Missouri. Applications were accepted from the 25-county area of the southeastern region. Grants were reviewed by executive members of the Southeast Coalition, which includes personnel from law enforcement agencies, health care advocates, state government agencies, and private businesses. Awards were based on greatest need and the proposed impact on reducing fatalities and injuries on Missouri highways. Visit our website, KDKZ18.com, to see a complete list of agencies awarded. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers announces the seasonal closing of 2 of 3 public beaches at Wapapello Lake. Rockwood Point Beach and Redmond Creek Beach are scheduled for their seasonal closure on July 29th. Peoples Creek Beach will remain open until September 9th. If you have a question regarding the recreational facilities or other topics, please contact the Wapapello Lake Management Office at 222-8562. For 24-hour lake information, call the recreational hotline 222-8139 or toll free at 573-LAKE-INFO. Coming up on 18 Eyewitness News, an early morning fire destroys a house in Doe Run. We'll be right back with details.
We all need to take responsibility in our lives and start thinking about how do we want to be treated at the end of our lives. I would definitely say Serenity Hospice Care is an expert in their field. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's help a phone call away. If it were me and I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, absolutely, I would choose Serenity Hospice Care.
As I get ready to go into surgery, I remind myself what it's about. It's about God. It's about caring. It's about trust. It's about respect. It's about back pain. It's about neck pain. It's about questions. It's about answers. It's about people, not just patients. It's about you. It's about us. It is Heartland Spine. Changing lives, saving lives. That's what we do.
An early morning fire destroyed a vacant home in Doe Run. The fire started around 4 a.m. The house was located at the corner of Maple and 2nd Street in Doe Run. Neighbors say the house was vacant and there's no word on the cause of the blaze, and there were no injuries reported. The Missouri State Highway Patrol is continuing their investigation into a train versus car crash in Iron County. Now, the accident happened around 5:50 p.m. on Monday on Highway 49 near Annapolis. All of the people got out of the car. However, there is no word on injuries, and the train did not derail. The Southeast Missouri Food Bank is once again giving away food. The event is scheduled for Friday at 10 a.m. at the Clearwater Family Youth Center in Piedmont. Organizer Missy McGowan says the mobile food pantry fills a gap in the area.
The mobile food pantry is actually meant to fill a gap. You have clients that go out to the traditional food pantry, which is a brick and mortar building, but this is actually a truck that we load full of food. We go out to different locations, we set up tables, and we have volunteers on site, and we hand out food to clients.
Some of the guidelines for the event include only one person per household may receive food. You must be present to receive food, and you may be asked to provide a picture ID. For more information, you can call Missy McGowan at 651-0400. A Maryland woman is speaking about her miraculous survival after an 18-wheeler smashed into her car and plunged it into the Chesapeake Bay. It was a devastating car crash and a terrifying plunge. The oversized truck slammed into the back of Morgan Lake's 2007 Chrysler Sebring and pushed it over the Chesapeake Bridge into the water 40 feet below. Amazingly, she's the one that's telling the story. She said God gave her the strength to stay alive.
Car explode with glass everywhere and airbags coming at me full force.
The 22-year-old was able to reach down and unbuckle her seatbelt. She then pushed through her already broken car window and swam to the surface, bleeding. Lake was able to reach a pile of rocks to wait for rescuers.
I felt my whole left side not working. It was in a lot of pain. And I managed to use my right side to shimmy my way up onto the rocks as much as I could. And I heard somebody yell, "Stay there, help is coming."
The survivor was flown to the Maryland Shock Trauma Center in Baltimore. Her only injuries were a sprained ankle and some bumps and bruises.
I'm just blessed to be here, blessed to get a second chance at life.
Lake went on to say that with God, anyone can be their own Superman or Superwoman.
I have your latest Storm Tracker weather forecast coming up. We'll be right back.
More than 70% of the U.S. experience back or neck pain within our lifetime. For many, it goes away within 4 to 6 weeks, but some require more than just time. If you need help treating your back or neck pain, contact Dr. Frank Hayward at Heartland Spine Institute. Dr. Hayward is the area's expert in minimally invasive and laser spine surgery. Tiny incision, big results. Changing lives, saving lives. That's what we do.
Here is your Storm Tracker forecast.
And welcome back. Cloudy skies out there right now and a temperature of 87 degrees, but it feels like 93 with current dew point 73, 63% humidity, and north-northwest wind at 7 miles per hour. Throughout southeast Missouri, we're still seeing those temperatures on the warm sides. 89 right now in St. Genevieve, Fredericktown at 89 degrees, 88 in Ironton, and 90 right now in Piedmont. Across the state of Missouri is still seeing those temperatures on the warm side. However, you can tell where that front is. It's starting to push to the south. 83 right now in Columbia, 89 in Springfield, 80 in Kansas City, 87 in St. Louis, and 91 right now in Cape Girardeau. Here's what our forecast looks like. It looks like summer's taking a break. Temperatures will be in the low 80s for highs, and thunderstorms are possible for your Wednesday. Here's what our forecast looks like on your Wednesday. We do have that chance of showers and thunderstorms as the front pushes through, bringing the cooler air. We're also going to see that chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially to the southern western portions of the state of Missouri. All right. Here's what our forecast entails for tonight. 62 to 69 for your overnight low. Isolated thunderstorms. That's a wide span, and the reason being is because of that front pushing through. The further north you go, a little bit cooler. The further south you go, a little bit warmer. Same for your highs tomorrow, 80 to 84 with isolated thunderstorms, northeast wind 5 to 10. Looking ahead the next several days in the big 7-day forecast, 80 and mostly sunny on Thursday. Isolated thunderstorms and 80 on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, we're still seeing that temperature around 80 degrees. Isolated thunderstorms on Saturday. Sunday, mostly sunny. And then partly sunny skies on Monday and Tuesday. 79 on Monday, 83 on Tuesday. Don't forget, you can get the latest weather information on our website, kdkz18.com.
Still to come on 18 Eyewitness News, the long-term effects of a bad night's sleep. We'll show you what doctors are finding in the lab next in Your Health.
I'm Stacey Johnson. Are you paying to download books? How about your music or your movies? You know you could probably get this stuff free. I'll show you how just ahead on Money Talks News.
Get your latest Storm Tracker weather forecast daily on the radio. Froggy 96, 95.9 FM, and Kickin' Country 105, 104.9 FM.
We all need to take responsibility in our lives and start thinking about how do we want to be treated at the end of our lives. I would definitely say Serenity Hospice Care is an expert in their field. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's help a phone call away. If it were me and I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, absolutely, I would choose Serenity Hospice Care.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Armchair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Armchair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
It's estimated more than 12 million Americans have sleep apnea, and if you're one of them, you could be at risk for high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. But those may not be the only risks you face. Doctors say with many people with sleep apnea, also they suffer from depression, and now they may know one of the reasons why. With details, here's Clark Plowell.
After years of struggling with the symptoms of sleep apnea, Jack Chapman says using a CPAP machine has changed his life overnight.
A complete difference in how you feel all day. You wake up refreshed.
While this machine may have helped Jack with his physical symptoms, a new study is shedding light on the psychological symptoms of sleep apnea.
In patients with obstructive sleep apnea, there is a very high incidence of having depression.
Dr. Ulysses McGowling is a sleep expert at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. He says half of all patients with obstructive sleep apnea also have depression. And now, as subtle as it may seem, they may have found one of the reasons.
Light at night, even low levels of light, may actually suppress the secretion of melatonin.
And in lab experiments with mice, that led to depression and anxiety. Rooms like this may seem fit for sleep, but there are several problems. TVs can cause significant sleep disruption, and even when they're off, lights from control boxes can cause problems. So can alarm clocks. Even though the experiments were done in mice, researchers say the evidence is compelling enough to prompt changes in humans.
If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it would be better if you can sleep in a darkened environment and avoid even low levels of light.
Jack says his sleep apnea hasn't caused depression, but he appreciates the fact that researchers are shedding new light on how important it might be to sleep in the dark. At Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Researchers say the emotional differences in mice that slept in dimly lit rooms versus those that didn't were significant, and they hope to begin human experiments soon. They say light at night is a relatively new problem in human existence, and thanks to our constant use of electronics, it's gotten much worse over the last decade. Our taxes fund a lot of things in the community, but some people are missing out and actually paying for things they don't have to. Money expert Stacey Johnson explains in this report.
Paying for something twice doesn't make much sense, but that's exactly what you're doing when you buy things your taxes have already paid for. Example, everything at the library. Do you pay to download music? My library gives me 5 free downloads every single week. And that's just the beginning. Don't ever pay for an ebook without checking your library first. Some even offer an e-reader. You can also bypass paywalls and gain access to otherwise expensive online magazines or newspapers. You can even get some movies free.
Uno, dos. Did you know that you can even learn a language at your library? Not just online, but even in-person classes. Now that's fantastico.
You can get free Wi-Fi at most libraries, as well as the use of a computer, printer, and sometimes even a wireless laptop. Some libraries offer assistance with job searching and homework too. And finally, activities. Yoga, meditation, dance, or other classes are often available cheap or free.
Now, not all libraries have the same thing. You should contact yours and see what they have. But some of them are just out of this world. So do yourself a favor, get yourself a free card, check out your local library, and stop paying for stuff you've already bought. Want more information? Just go to moneytalksnews.com and do a search for library. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.
As Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to our website, KDKZ18.com, and click on the Lifestyles menu.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
This is Sports Zone.
Begin quote. Yeah, it was a clunker, man. End quote. Those were the words used by Royals manager Ned Yost to describe this team's 9-2 loss to the Baltimore Orioles on Monday night at Kauffman Stadium. Chris Davis, J.J. Hardy each drove in 3 runs, as Davis, who leads the majors with 97 RBIs, drove in a pair of runs with a 6th-inning double and another with a sacrifice fly in the first inning. The loss was tagged to Wade Davis, who dropped his 4th straight decision. St. Louis Blues head coach Ken Hitchcock has been named an assistant coach for the Team Canada for 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. Joining Hitchcock from the Blues staff will be general manager Doug Armstrong, who is Canada's associate director of player personnel. Detroit head coach Mike Babcock will return as head coach. Mizzou football is still finding ways to land recruits in the state of Texas. The Tigers got their 14th commit for the 2014 season this week, which linebacker Roderick Winters of Bowie High School in Arlington, Texas committed to. Winters was a wide receiver as a sophomore and switched to linebacker his junior season, where he found his home and finished with 93 tackles last fall. That caught the eye of defensive coordinator Dave Steckel, who offered a scholarship. Winters is from the same high school that former Tiger Kip Edwards and current player Russell Hardinsboro attended. And that's Today in Sports.
That does it for 18 Eyewitness News. Thanks for joining Dustin and me. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Until then, God bless everyone.
When you see news happening in your area, let us know about it. You can call our news department at 573-701-9590 or email us at news@DawkinsBroadcastGroup.com.